Looking at a bit of a storm for the telecommunications industry. It looks like a win for internet users, but it may put the government's ultra-fast broadband plans in crisis. The Commerce Commission has cut the price Chorus can charge companies like Vodafone and Orcon to use its lines and provide us with broadband. But Chorus says it'll cost it $142 million a year and jeopardise its build of the vast bulk of the ultra-fast broadband network. Neither the Minister nor Chorus took up our invitations to come on breakfast this morning. The Coalition for Fair Internet Pricing lobbied for this change, and its representative Paul Brislen joins me now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So this is obviously quite a complex topic. Just explain for us, what is it that's happened here?
So the Commerce Commission is the regulator for the industry. Chorus is a monopoly. It's the only one that owns a copper network in New Zealand of this size. So the Commerce Commission is charged with coming up with a price that Chorus can charge the ISPs, as you say, who will pass it on to us. So they've been told to change their methodology. 3 years ago, they were told to come up with a new way of working out their sums. They came up with, well, the Commerce Commission didn't, the government of the day, Stephen Joyce, wrote it into the law. Here we are, we're following through with that, and it involves a price drop of about 23%. Chorus and the government are not very happy with that.
No, Chorus in fact put out an extraordinarily strong statement saying not only will this cost us over $140 million, but that'll put at risk our bank lending and our investment in broadband. Surely that's a concern.
Well, it would be, but we don't have any evidence of that. We've got a company that's very profitable. Last year it made well over $100 million in profit and returned all of that to the shareholders. It's a company that is in the throes of rolling out a once-in-a-generation network. You know, this is the kind of network upgrade that costs billions of dollars. You'd have to question whether it's feasible to also pay a dividend at the moment. Really, that's the crux of the matter. Do we take money off customers and give it to Chorus shareholders, or do we give it to the customers as we promised for the last 3 years?
But shouldn't we be worried if a company as big as Chorus, and there are very few of them in the country, says, we now, if you implement this, can't afford to build this new infrastructure for the country?
Well, I think I don't buy that for a second. I think they've got enough money to be able to do this. They are, as you say, a big company. The smaller companies that are building the fibre network are doing so far more efficiently than Chorus is. They're basically doing it for half the price that Chorus is finding. It costs them. So I think we need to, if we go down that path, we would need to get an independent investigation of Chorus's books to make sure that it does in fact need this money. I'd like to see the government basically leave it all up to the Commerce Commission, because they are the regulator. They're the independent body that looks at this.
What do you think the chances are, though, that they actually will leave it to the regulator? There's already talk that the Minister, Amy Adams, is going to sit down with Chorus and rethink this.
Well, I'd be very concerned if the Minister does sit down just with Chorus. This is an industry-wide, country-wide problem. But on top of that, you know, I just don't see a government going into an election year happy to put up the price of broadband for customers to give the money to one monopoly player. I just can't see any government being elected on that platform, and that's really what it comes down to.
Would it be quite unprecedented to be overruling? They do have the power to overrule the Commerce Commission, but would it be quite extraordinary to see them do it?
It would. It would be very extraordinary. They can't actually just overrule. They have to change the law. They have to go into the Telco Act, rewrite it, get that passed into Parliament, and then have that all introduced before the next election. I just don't think there's enough time or enough political win for the government to be able to do that.
What a mess this is. Thank you very much, Paul. That is Paul Brislen from the Coalition for Fair Internet Pricing.